What's poppin', T-Squad? It's your girl Keisha, and I am here with my All Tea All Shade Power Season 4 Episode 1 review. What is up, you guys? It's been a whole year since we've last communicated and saw one another. We're back, bitches. And Power is back with a bang. I was very pleased with this night's episode because you know your girl went into it kind of skeptical because last season did not give me the feels. We start off tonight's episode with Ghost, exactly where we left off last season with him going into custody and he's being stripped of all his personal effects. And Tasha's calling him, but he's not allowed to answer the phone. I was like, oh, nigga, that's what you get. So Angela comes into the room as he's being, you know, stripped down. She asks for Ghost's blood sample. He tells her it could be an emergency because she sees his phone ringing and she knows that it's Tasha calling. And so she says, I mean, we can send an NYPD cruiser over if you like. I was like, oh God, the bitch is back and I hate her even more. So Ghost just looking at her like, this bitch here, like, how did I never see that you was this snake ass bitch? Everybody warned me about your pussy ass. Then we cut to Mike Sandoval and he's about to dump the gun that he killed Greg with into the river, but he gets a phone call saying that Ghost has been arrested for Greg's murder by Angela. So he decides not to dump the gun since there is a suspect other than him. And I was like, bad idea, wrong idea, my nigga. You should have dumped that gun. That shit is gonna come back to haunt you later. Remember, he didn't dump the gun. That's going to get his ass caught later on. We see Tommy going to like this little hiding space and out comes Lakeisha, bitch. Told y'all she wasn't dead. Y'all don't ever listen to me. And he tells her that she and her son, I think his name is Cash, can go back home now because Milana has been handled. And he looking at Keisha like he want to give her the business. She looking at him like she want to throw him this good old caramel pussy for keeping her safe. Tasha calls and he tells Keisha she can't tell Tasha he hid her from Milana. She like, alright, so she go to the back to start getting her shit together. And Tasha is frantically on the other end telling him that Tariq is missing. Dre decides to keep the party going back at the club, you know. And so he's about to call Karen to smooth things over, but Tommy comes in and ends the phone call. Tommy tells him that Tariq is missing and that Raina told him Dre knew some of the people he's been hanging with and asks, who is Slim? Dre avoids the answer by saying, you told me to mind my business. Tommy keeps on pressuring him and Dre says, you know, I'll find out who he is. Bitch, you already know who the fuck he is, your little lion, hook nose, bell pepper nose ass. So Tommy says, I gotta find Ghost. Dre says, so you don't know? Ghost just got arrested by his girlfriend. Tommy like, what the fuck? Like, god damn it. Angela take her little raggedy ass home and she acting like she's so comatose and distraught that she arrested her black dick. And she pours herself a glass of wine and she's shaking and shit and she drops her wine. I'm like, girl, you so fucking dramatic. This ain't no fucking telenovela, bitch. Calm down. Then we see Proctor. He goes by his ex-wife's house and she's back on drugs and he's pissed because his daughter is there. And he says he's taking their daughter back home with him after she throws a glass at his head. I was like, shit, you better take the damn kid out this bitch house. The wife says, it's my weekend to have her. We see the daughter upstairs hiding and she's just scared and she's crying and shit because she's tired of these niggas arguing. So the wife screamed for him not to take her because she'll call the cops and tell the cops that he was the one that got her hooked on drugs in the first place. So Proctor's phone rang and this ghost telling him that Angela had him arrested for killing Greg Knox. Proctor in this scene could get it. I was like, come on, Jerry, Ferrera, whatever fuck your name is. Shit, that weight loss and did a bitch good. So Proctor tells Ghost to keep his motherfucking mouth shut, not to talk to anyone. He'll be there first thing in the morning to help him get his ass out of jail. Ghost tells him to call Tasha as the late great Charlie Murphy comes on screen and tells him to get off the phone, nigga. Tasha gets a phone call from Proctor telling her that Ghost has been arrested for a homicide charge. She tells him that Tariq is missing and that they asked for a ransom. Proctor like, shit, that's the last thing James needs to hear. He took his daughter with him, mind you, from the ex-wife's house. She's sitting in the back seat. Proctor tells Tasha to not tell Ghost about Tariq. And Tasha says, I don't even know you. You can't tell me not to tell my husband. Proctor says, your husband has just went through the most humiliating process a man ever faced. It's all because of his girlfriend. He's like, fuck, I didn't mean to say that shit. God damn it. Tasha says, Angela arrested him. Proctor says, he won't be able to function if you tell him, and I need him to function in order to get him out of jail. We go to Jukebox house, and it's Jukebox, Ray, and Kanan, and they're talking about how Tariq is in the other room knocked out because they, gave him some kind of, sleeping pill or whatever. Jukebox tells them that his mother hasn't called the police because it hasn't come through the scanner. There's a knock on the door, and Kanan pull out his gun to go see who the fuck it is, and we realize that it's Dre. Dre is like, you got Tariq. And he sees the rest of the crew and he asks Kanan, like, who the fuck are they? And Jukebox said, you walking up in our spot. I think the question is, who are you? Kanan says, this is Dre. He worked for Ghost. He used to work for me. Dre says, I still work for you. I need to take Tariq home before Tommy killed me and you. Is he here? Kanan says, he ain't going home tonight. I got different plans for the kid. Dre says, I know about your plan. You asked Tasha for money. You ain't getting shit from Ghost tonight. He got arrested a few hours ago. Kanan started laughing. He's like, that nigga finally got pinched. Ha 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 ha. So Jukebox says, that don't mean the plan has to change. That just puts more pressure on the wife. When Ghost finds out you got his kid and he's in jail, that's a level of pain you ain't never planned on, plus the money. Dre says, if it's money, I'm in a better position to give it to you than Ghost. I'm back working for Tommy moving weight. I can get you back in. Kanan says, good, because that's all he want anyway, is to get his position back as a coke dealer, because Ghost took his life away from him. At this point, as we're seeing Dre's reaction to everything, I realize, and I don't know if you all did, but Dre isn't Team Ghost or Team Tommy or Team Kanan. Dre is Team Dre. He's out to protect his ass by any means necessary. That's by playing these two men against each other and doing what he has to do in order to survive, to be able to be there for his child. He doesn't have an allegiance to either Ghost or Kanan. His only allegiance is to himself. Jukebox say, you getting back in the drug game ain't got shit to do with our paper. Kanan says, but with the cops around Ghost, how long before they start looking for his kid? Too many ways this can play out. Me, I don't give a fuck, but you can't afford to get caught, neither of you. Dre says, if it's money you want, I can cut you in 10 G's a week. Ray says, each. Jukebox says, 15. Dre says, that's almost 50K a week, man. Like, what the fuck? Kanan says, if you do your job right, they won't even miss it. And I was like, see, Dre, this is what you get. This is what you get for being an old snake ass motherfucker. Just like Angela, you two motherfuckers need to be together hissing. We see Tommy at Tasha's house pouring her a glass of wine, and Tasha says if it was something about Milan or the business, they would have come for both of us by now. Proctor said Angela arrested him, and that bitch would have been right here if it was about us. He also said we can't call the police. Tommy says he's right, Tasha, no fucking cops. Tasha says there's no way this could be Kanan, right? Tommy says Kanan is dead, Tasha. Tasha says, are you sure? And I'm like, girl, he ain't, girl. He ain't dead, bitch. You right. Tasha always right about some shit. These niggas never want to listen to her. Tommy says, yeah, I'm sure Kanan is dead. Then we switch to Kanan waking up Tariq and tells Tariq that he fell asleep like a little kid. He must have had too much lean. And this is like peer pressure in him. And this little dumbass boy falling for it, but he's stupid. Tariq says, yo, my mom probably bugging out right now. Kanan says, about that, Ray thought he had jokes and shit and took a pic of you and sent it to Tasha, telling her she needed to pay for you like you was kidnapped or some shit. And Tariq talking about, so why would he do that? And I was like, even with you being a dumbass rich kid, at this point in your life, little boy, even when I was that age, I would be wondering why a grown-ass man would play a trick like that. These grown-ass people you hanging around is damn near 40. Like, really? Okay. Alright. So Kanan says, because he's a fucking idiot. Dre standing right there listening. And Kanan tells Tariq to explain everything to his mom when he gets home, but not to tell her about any of them. Kanan says she gonna be real upset when you get home because some other shit went down tonight. Dre jump in and say, you ain't gotta tell him that. Let his mama tell him. Like, shit the fuck up, nigga. Goddamn. Kanan says he deserves to know the truth. Your dad got arrested, and whatever they saying he did that shit. He hate that nigga. He then gives Tariq a burner phone to call him from so the police won't be tracking his phone calls. So Dre brings Tariq home and Tasha hugs him and she's all relieved that he's back home. And Tariq tells her that he was at a friend's house and that the friend sent her to pick as a joke. What black mama gonna believe some bullshit like that? Your kid come in the house at the crack of dawn. You received a motherfucking text message saying your kid had been kidnapped and for a ransom. And you just gonna believe that shit. And then on top of that, you ain't gonna call. What's this little boy mama number? I want to talk to the mama. Because that's the first thing we as a mother would say. I want to call his mama. Who the fuck is his mama? Come on, writers. Y'all got to think about shit like this. This is some real. If y'all try to make this shit real life, that's some real life shit. That's my next thing. Who is this little boy? What's his mama? Because I need to call his mama right now. Okay. All right. So Tommy says to Dre, how did you know where he was at? Dre said he was in Brooklyn. I text him. He texts me right back. Tommy asked Tariq, who is Slim? Tariq said, I made him up. Now this little nigga got imaginary friends. Well, if that's the case, this little nigga needs to be going to somebody's therapist and be getting checked the fuck out. He making up friends and shit, and he damn near 15. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, come on. He said, I met some friends that I was drinking with, and I ain't want Raina telling mom. Raina is over listening to everything. Like, this nigga is lying his ass off. Tasha asked him, well, who arm was that around you? And Tariq says, that was my friend Uncle. Once again, as a mama, why your friend Uncle got his arm wrapped around you while you sleep? Because then as a mama, I'm going to be thinking the uncle that tried to touch your little booty hole. Once again, what is your friend's name and who is his mama? Because I'm about to call right now. Come on, writers. This little part right here was stupid as fuck to me. From a mother's perspective, that shit wouldn't have been able to fly. I don't give a fuck whether you black, white, red, or purple, bitch. Come the fuck on now. That part right here, y'all didn't connect the dots right. Tariq says he won't hang around these friends anymore and says he wants to apologize to his daddy, ask where his daddy's at. He's trying to test him to see if they're going to tell him the truth. Tasha tells him that, you know, he's not there. Some shit went down. And Raina comes to the room like, what happened to my dad? Drake tries to leave, but Tommy stops him and asks how he found Tariq for real. Dre gives him the same lie again, and Tommy says, why do I think you bullshit me? Dre say, what about a goddamn thank you? And then he boards the elevator, and we see the elevator doors close. He like, fuck, I got away with that shit. And then we see Tommy steady looking at the door like, bitch, I don't believe you, and I got my eye on you, motherfucker. So Proctor goes to jail to see Ghost. Ghost can't believe that Angela did this to him just because he broke up with her. Why wouldn't you believe that shit? Niggas out here thinking that black women got the worst attitudes in the world. But Puerto Rican bitches are the most spiteful bitches ever. Them bitches will be spiteful as fuck. Puerto Rican bitches are the devil. But y'all love them all exotic looking ass bitches. Okay. So Proctor says, they're saying they found your DNA on Greg's body underneath his fingernails, and they're also saying they found your fingerprint at the apartment at the crime scene. Ghost admits to being in the apartment, but swears that he wore gloves. And Proctor's like, did you on the fire escape? And Ghost remembers that when he left Greg's house and he was trying to close the window, he had dropped the screw and he had one glove off, and he ended up closing the window with the glove off. Ghost says, you said I needed to get that recording on the button Ruiz was wearing. You said that Tommy and I could go down. Proctor says, your story about breaking into his apartment but that you didn't kill him isn't going to get us anywhere. Proctor says he's going to work on bail first, but that he needs Ghost to make everyone he meets in jail think that he's a legit business owner and that he would never know how to handle a gun. Ghost says, well, what about Angela? And I'm like, bitch, why the fuck are you still worried about this hoe? He says she knows who I am. And Proctor says if she talks, we'll make it he said, she said. This is the performance of your life. Be James St. Patrick. Forget Ghosts. So Proctor calls Tasha after he leaves the jail, and she tells him that Tariq is fine. He tells her to get bail money. Tasha says how much and how fast. Proctor says the government will be tracing the money, so it needs to be clean. Tasha says, how much do you know about us? Like crack on. Like, I need to know what the fuck is going on. He says enough, so I know I need to tell you to do that. So you need to have about $2 million on hand just in case. She like, $2 million? Shit, I ain't gonna have no more money to buy no bundles, nigga. What the fuck? I ain't baby go to the Gucci store, shit. I ain't about to baby pop bottles with my bitches in the club. $2 million? Woo! Lakeisha is packing her things to get ready to leave from the little dungeon she been staying in. And she says to Tommy, what the fuck, Tommy? It's all over the news. They saying Ghost shot an FBI agent. He said, it ain't none of your problem. You safe from a line. So let's get your shit so you can go home, girl. So she says no. And poor little Lala, she tries her hardest to act, but it just don't come across right. Like, I like her and Tommy together. I want them to be an item. If you saw my Power Season 4 prediction video with me and my best friend Monique, we both said we want to see the writers put Tommy and Lakeisha together, which I'm pretty sure they are. But Lala acting, it's just something that comes across generic with her acting. I don't know. I want her to work on it some more. So Keisha goes off about what if the cops come for all of them, including her, and Tommy tells her she's innocent, so act like it, and that he'll protect her. And he gets a text from Pitar, who needs to meet up. So we see Tasha goes to the bank, and she asks about selling their stocks. But little did she know, Ghost had already sold the motherfuckers. Now at this point, if I was Tasha, I'd be like, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck him. Fuck Angela. Fuck his booty hole. He better clench them motherfucking cheeks together. Me and my kids about to go on a ride off into the sunset. I'm so tired of this nigga. I'm so tired of this damn nigga. Her. I would've been like, fuck that nigga. Fuck that nigga. So she take her dumb ass on in there and check they box. There ain't nothing in that bitch but a note from Ghost saying, I'm sorry, Tasha, I'll put it back. So Ghost in jail at lunch trying to get his juice box. Trying to get him a little couple pineapples. And Charlie Murphy come over and smack his tray down out of his hand and calls him a cop killer. I'm like, that's what you get, nigga. I feel nothing for you. Lakeisha goes to see Tasha at her house, and they hug, and Keisha says that she needed time to think after Tasha got her involved in all this bullshit. So Keisha tells her how it was when she had to go see her in jail, and what she'll have to wear, and how she'll have to act. And as she's talking, things get to moving in slow motion. We see Tasha turn around like, who in the fuck is coming up on my elevator that I did not tell to come up to this bitch? And then we see a whole swarm of motherfucking FBI agents. It was about 50 of them niggas come off the fucking elevator. And she like, holy shit. And I'm like, bitch, clutch your pearls, ho. They got a search warrant to search the house. And Angela walk her old, ooh, she walk her old frail ass up in this bitch. And Tasha look like, oh, we should jump her, bitch. And Keisha say, give me the word and I'll beat her ass. Tasha goes over to Angela. She say, what the hell are you doing here? And Angela say, executing a search warrant, nothing personal. And Tasha grabs her arm. She say, the hell it isn't. You know he wouldn't kill a cop. And Angela says, when it comes to Jamie, the only thing I know for certain is that he is capable of anything. Is there a weapon in the house? And I was like, I just hate her. I just want somebody to choke her out. She is the devil. I have never in the history of television hated a character more than Angela fucking Valdez and James motherfucking St. Patrick. I'd be glad when both them niggas die. Oh my God. So Tasha takes her to Ghost's office, and Angela sees that he was sleeping on the couch. And Tasha said, yeah, I ain't want him bringing no bed bugs home from your old Section 8 ass apartment, bitch. And so Tasha opens the safe, and one of the agents sees that it's not the murder weapon. So Angela tells him to bag and tag it all and to take everything up in this motherfucker. And Tasha look like, this bitch about to take my money too. Woo! Say, I don't know how you think you have the right to come up in my motherfucking house. And then Angela says, James' actions give me the right. And anything you say will be held against you. Call Proctor. Tell him to get over here. It'll protect both of us. And I just wanted Tasha to trip her ass. Like, she could at least tripped her. That ain't putting her hands on her. Just trip that bitch. So Pitar is at the barbershop. He cut all his damn hair off. He trying to look like Julio. So he asks about Ghost, and Tommy assures him that it has nothing to do with their operation. Pitar tells him he was told to stay and oversee things to Ghost's legal woes pass. Tommy goes off because he don't feel like he need a babysitter. He's mad that Pitar told their employees about the whole Ghost situation, and Pitar says we can't keep secrets. It will get us all killed. Raina comes home from school to see the FBI ransacking the place. So she like, Mom, you know they little cracker kids ain't been around no hood shit. So Angela come out and sees Raina, and Raina look at her like, oh, bitch, I knew it was you. She said, You said you love my dad. You wanted us to live with you. Why are you doing this? And Angela's like, Raina, let me explain. And Rachel's like, bitch, move. See, Tommy, he goes to the meeting with all the, you know, the little underbosses or whoever, and he assures them that everything is good despite Ghost being in jail, and that he's the new Connect, and Julio is the new distro, and Dre is pissed off by this. It's gonna make it harder for Dre to get a hold of this money that he promised Kanan and Jukeboxing him. So John, who we also know from the Fast and Furious franchise, is a federal attorney, and he's questioning an inmate by the name of Tony, and he's a known fucking killer. And he wants Tony to snitch on these murders that they don't have names for in order to give him early release. Tony says, I've never snitched before, so why would I do it now? John says, because your wife only has so much time left. She has, what, a year to live? And so, dude, think about it. He said, if I snitch and she dies anyway, I'll be able to snitch. And John said, well, at least you was able to attend the funeral. And I was like, you's a cold-hearted snake. Looked into his eyes. Uh-oh, girl, he's telling lies. I'm giving you some Paula Abdul tease right now with this her. Yes. Tasha's on the phone asking about dissolving the kids' trust fund, but it will be a whole bunch of penalties involved in it if she does it. So she's just on the verge of tears because she can't get this money from fucking nowhere. She goes through Ghost's bag, and he only got a little small amount of money in there. She like, this bullshit. Shit, that ain't even enough for fucking groceries. And then she found a motherfucking diamond necklace that this nigga was about to give Angela. And she just looking. And once again, at this point, I would have been like, fuck that nigga! Fuck him! Fuck him! With several dildos and dicks, bitch! I wouldn't give a fuck about that nigga being in jail. Not a damn! Fuck you! Oh, I should go see Ghost in jail. And homegirl is tired. She is pissed. She probably hungry because they probably ain't got no food in the house no more. Shit, the feds probably took all their fucking food, their oodles and noodles and shit. She get on the phone. He grabbed the phone and she's pissed. And he looking like the old soft ass nigga he is. And he says, hi, Tasha. I'm be like, bitch, don't speak to me. And she say, hi. And then she say, Angela served a search warrant on the apartment. Raina was pretty upset. And this nigga say, Angela was there. Fuck your daughter being distraught because police was in her house. All you worried about is this bitch again. I would have got up. I would have got up. But you know, like, you know what? You know what, nigga? You know what? You can have this. You can have this shit right here. You have taken me through too much. I'm over it. Over it. Tell that bitch to get you out. I should say they went through their things. Ghost says, when I get out, I'll make it up to them. And she said, there is nothing you can do to make it up to me. Well, he wasn't talking about you no way. He said them. Tasha says, Proctor told me to get the bail money. I went to the bank, and Ghost says, there's nothing there. And she said, yeah, you didn't tell me. He says, I found a necklace. Is that something I should sell? He said, it wouldn't be enough. Dirty dick ass nigga. He said, there's nothing to put up for collateral, James. I looked into the trust, but the penalties are too excessive. We rent the apartment. You don't own truth. So he just got his head down like, fuck, what the fuck am I gonna do? And I'm like, yeah, nigga, drop your head now. Marinate in that shit, nigga. Marinate in it. And then he raises his head. He said, we can get the money from Dean. Go get my money from Dean. Tasha said, I don't understand. He says, there's a service he didn't render, so go get my motherfucking money. Talk to you later, bitch. Ike talks to Sax about Ghost possibly getting bail. He wants to assure that he stays locked up because he don't want nobody eyeing his ass for killing Greg. So Angela brings her ugly ass in the room and tells them that this is her case and that Sax is just sitting second chair for appearance sake. And then Sax reads that bitch for filth and says, if it's about appearances, then you shouldn't even be in this room. You were fucking the defendant and the victim. You and your Holland Tunnel pussy can have several, bitch. So John comes in and says he'll be sitting first chair on Ghost's case. And Mike and Sax and Angela are pissed. Mike will be his second chair. And then John asks Angela to talk privately. And he asks her, did Ghost and Greg ever meet? And she says once, but that the day Greg died, he pulled Ghost over. John says that could have gave Ghost motive to kill him. He tells her to gather as much information as possible. And she says, so does that mean I'm third chair? And he's like, no, bitch. No. Julio goes to the club with his Korean girlfriend, Sue. And Dre is mad and tells him he wants him nowhere around the club with the feds watching. Julio tells Dre that Sue is going to work there now. And Dre's like, nigga, who, what? Tasha is in the car with Tommy smoking, and she says, he said get the money from Dean, but Milan is dead. Tommy is confused until he remembers that they put money into the security fund. They would have to get the money from Petar, but Petar ain't gonna do it because Ghost ain't a part of the business no more. Tasha says, make that nigga understand and get that fucking money. Tommy tells Petar Ghost fires Dean and asks for his money back. That explains Dean's appearance. You're an accomplice to Dean's murder, so are the people in Chicago. You help Ghost, you're protecting everybody. Petar agrees to get him the money. Dre then gives Tommy the check for Petar. It's clean, it's legit. And Dre asks Tommy why he picked Julio over him as the distro. And Tommy's like, Julio been down from day one. Nigga, you just showed up a few months ago and you think you ready to be distro? And Dre says, I am ready. And Tommy says, well, since you so ready, who the fuck is Slim for real? Dre lie again and say, nobody. Tariq said he made it up. Tommy says, well, when Ghost gets out tomorrow, we'll have a little chat about it. Ghost goes to his court hearing. He pleads not guilty. John requests detention for the defendant. Him and Proctor go back and forth. The judge says that house arrest should, be substantial enough for a Ghost. John argues that the streets won't be safe with a man like him out on bail. Proctor says, you mean an African American man? I was like, go on with the race card, Proctor. The judge then denies Ghost bail until he awaits trial. And Ghost, as he's being handcuffed and taken back to jail, says to Angela, you can't really think I did this. And she says, no, Jamie, I know you did. And I was like, see, that's what you get. Puerto Rican pussy will kill you every time. Kanan meets up with Dre, and Dre gives him his first payment, and Dre begs him to stay away from Tariq. Kanan says, okay, but we know he lying. We see him text Tariq and ask him, you keep your head up? And Tariq say, I'm okay. Can we link up? And I was like, can y'all fuck already? Because this is just so gay. Julio tells Tommy they'll have eyes on them with Ghost being locked up. Tommy once again assures that everything will be all right, but he calls Proctor and tells Proctor they need to talk. We then see Tasha go home and take off her heels from having a long ass day dealing with this nigga and all his bullshit. And this girl's house is in shambles. The feds fucked up her whole shit. And I was like, who gonna clean this up? I'm not. I'll leave all this shit like it is until Ghost come home. Bitch, you gonna clean this shit up. I ain't lifted a motherfucking finger. Bitch, I'm going over to Lakeisha's house. We see Charlie Murphy escorting Ghost and other inmates back to their cell. And then he says that Ghost is resisting being taken back to his cell. Him and another cop then escort Ghost into a private area, and then they proceed to beat the dog shit out of him. And I was like, hit him harder. Knock him in the head. And then the episode goes off. And I loved every minute of it. I give tonight's episode of Power, and let me know what you thought about tonight's episode down below in the comment section. What was your favorite part? What did you dislike the most? What are you looking forward to see in this season? Make sure to like this video, and if you have not subscribed to my channel, please the fuck do. It's popping over here with the T Squad. Also, turn on your notification bell button so you can know exactly when my videos drop. Also, if you're a part of the Kobe Pink Book Club, the book club pick for this month is She Rode the Bus. The link is down below in the description box, as well as my link for my latest novel, Cranes in the Motherfucking Sky, bitch. I love you guys. I'm so happy to be back, and I will see you all next week for my Power review. Love you guys. Have a blessed week. Bye.